that would go around with this being totally asymptomatic and don't want anything to be done with them, all right? So who are usually these people? Usually these people, they are the ones with complete AV block, right? And they have an interventricular rhythm, okay? So you need your escape rhythm. Now, for this one, are you going to see P wave? Yeah, you're going to see P wave. Very much different from this one, right? Because it comes from different. So you may have a different axis, different shape, right? But you're going to see it before the QRS, all right? So you're going to have the P wave. What about junction? Are you going to see P wave?
There may be like a notch, maybe a little bit from junction because the impulses can go back.
All right, so depends, all right? Let's just look at this way. Let's say this is an atria, and this is a ventricle, and this is the junction, okay? So there could be three scenarios happening. If it happens that the escape rhythm goes high in the junction, who's going to be hit first with the impulse? Atria, right? So you're going to have a positive, a retrograde P, right? So negative deflection, and then this one shortly thereafter, right? Because this goes like this. Shortly thereafter, there's going to be a narrow QRS, isn't it? So the first one, so basically on EKG, what you're going to see? You're going to see a retrograde P followed by a QRS, right? If it's high in the junction. If it's right in the middle, that means they both get hit at the same time with the electrical impulse. That means at the same time, when this gets in the atria, the ventricle gets hit at the same time. So this is going to be buried in this one, right? And if it's low, so on the EKG is going to show up just no P wave, just this. And the last one, when it's far low, the first one to be hit is the ventricle, right? So the ventricle is going to see this first, right? And then the P wave can be anywhere from here to here, right? So sometimes you see a little shoulder, or sometimes you see a retrograde P here, or making a little shoulder on the T, all right? So a lot of times you may not see it, right? So consider junctional escape rhythm. So the other day I was talking to my team, who can give you AV block and junctional tachycardia? Notorious for that, and we just had a patient in the hospital admitted for that. Digoxin, right? So digoxin can do that to you. So you can totally mess the AV node up in terms of just putting a complete block from anything from above, and can irritate the junction to give you junctional tachycardia. So what do you do for those people? How do you treat them? First of all, stop the drug and digibind. Okay. So as long as you have EKG changes, you should go straight to digibind. And there's also, if you don't have EKG changes, but the dig level is too high, all right, you can also proceed to that. And there's certain algorithms. Just talk to your pharmacy about how much you're gonna give her, because I think it's pretty expensive. Okay. Let me see. Am I missing something? Spoke about this. All right. What other situations we have in which we don't have a P wave?
Maybe an RT or a different scenario.
Oh, so you mean like SDT? SDT, right?
Yeah.
You mean like that? Okay, so SDTs can, I'm not going to get too deep into that, but SDT, sure. AVRT, AVNRT. Okay, what else? AFib, right? AFib. So AFib, what do you see with AFib? You see any P waves? No, you see so the baseline, whatever's happening in the atria is something like this. They're fibrillating like this, right? They don't do any meaningful action. And in between, some of these get transmitted, right? So you have narrow, very irregular stuff. All right. Which people do you admit? Which people do you see in the hospital? Symptomatic. Symptomatic, like short of breath, all right? Or maybe this AFib is new and they pushed it into heart failure, pulmonary edema, all right? Symptomatic, and usually AFib with rapid ventricular response, right? Those are the people that end up in the hospital. Whether they're not compliant with medication, or they try some drugs, or there's some drug interaction, right? Cocaine is going rampant in the community, okay? So AFib with RVR is usually what we see in the hospital. All right. So since we're talking about AFib, there's a couple of basic things that you have to be aware when you're dealing with AFib in the hospital, right? One should be aware by now about Chas-Vasc score, right? Chas-Vasc 2 score, which takes into consideration what? CHF, hypertension,